Brevin shows Dad how to drop. How the heck did that happen? Indigo Flow and a penis bone. If you missed the last video, we hit some other areas packed with features at Santos. Be sure to check them out. We bumped into some friends that we've never met before in person. How crazy is that? At a trail all the way down in Florida, and they're representing bike life. When you see this little feature, you know you're in for a day of fun. The Vortex area of Santos. It has so much to do, including these rows of progressively harder jump lines. If you're a beginner, start with a line on the right as you look down them. And as you work your way to being better, get over to the left. Once you graduate this line on the far left, you can move yourself to the other side of the fence where the first jump line starts off quite bigger than this line. This line here starts with two choices. You can drop in on the tabletop with the left side start, or start on the right side and hit the table drop into the line of epic jumps. From here you will hit a roller and pick up speed and launch over another wooden tabletop. After landing, you immediately start into a full dirt tabletop that you'll need some speed to clear. You then are over another roller to pick up speed for the last bit of 3 consecutive tabletops before the massive wooden wall ride out. Once you conquer this, you move to the big boy lines. And at the end of the first line is a drop which my son does effortlessly. I've been scared of the drops. I crashed on a small one in my backyard. I have been dreading this drop since last year, and that's why I volunteered my son to do it before I did it. After he did it a couple times, I decided to give it a try. He even towed me in on my first attempt. We were both told that if we were clearing the jumps on the jump line, you want to brake check before this, as many have dropped to flat. I actually think that drops may be easier than jumps. Alright! The moment everyone's been waiting for, the brand new Indigo Flow Trail. These guys were sending it on their BMX bikes. Really had me thinking about, how could I find a way to fit 2 or 3 more bikes on the van? Send it! After watching so many people with smiles on their faces, I had to find a way to make it to the start of this thing. Alright, I think this is where we're headed. This looks fun. Alright, this is the new trail. Okay. Oh, so this is this the new flow line? Mm-hmm. I can clear everything on the big line on that, but I haven't done this yet.
Yeah,
so
I'd roll it first 1 or 2 times
and then go.
You'll have the speed right there.
Okay.
Yeah, this line is awesome though.
It is.
So much fun.
Somehow the guy I was talking to at the top turned into my friend Todd, and he can send jumps bigger than what we have here. Somehow we're both from Michigan, we know each other, and we wound up riding this trail together. Pretty crazy. Todd with the sender! Right after this jump, the trail mellows out a little bit until you hit the next wooden drop-in, right here. And then you get to the biggest jump on the line. Todd sends it! And then he sends the wall ride. And then somehow he eventually turns into my wife, which is kind of weird. After the wall, the flow trail runs into a hip jump, and then somehow my wife turns back into the first guy I met at the start where he explains the rest of the trail. Hip jump! After that little jump, you climb up this little bit of a climb to the massive berm ride down.
So there's 4 berms, and then that last, there's a jump you can clear, but you can case it, it doesn't matter.
Okay. This finishes off the Indigo Flow Trail. Now let's go back to the top and check it out. I'm a little nervous to full send, so I let the wife and son go first. Good job, honey. Now it's the moment of truth. Oh yeah, not a bad send for an XC racer. Almost everyone on the trail would stop riding it after that jump there and head back to the start. I'm guessing the reason is because of the climb back to the start from the finish. So we spent a lot of time sessioning this part of the Indigo Flow. We were about ready to go out and have dinner when my son came racing over and said, "I found this cool feature that we didn't see." It was absolutely fun, and we stayed here and rolled on this for quite a while. While I was here, I also spent some time with my youngest, and I had a little spill. That little rock in front of the front tire sure did get me. Hold on.
I wasn't paying attention and I ran into a rock and crashed. Show me how it's done.
This pump track was great. My daughter connected with another couple's daughter about the same age, and they ripped up this pump track and did the far right line on the jump line. Absolutely great for the whole family. While I was out riding on my own, I had been on this section of jump lines before, and all the wooden features were dry. Not being from Florida, I went into the woods not knowing that they were going to be wet and had a really hard crash. My thumb got caught between the planks and bent the wrong way, and I sprained it really good, and it actually still hurts today. We're back at the Vortex, and I'm gonna send this, even though I've already crashed on a feature. The shoulder, I got a huge blood spot on my butt. The wooden features are wet because it was raining. I thought it was dry, but it wasn't, and I crashed. But I'm gonna send this anyway. This is pretty straight. This isn't an angled wall, so I feel a little comfortable with it, although no one else is over here because the wood is slippery. Let's see what happens. This was another feature that I risked even though it was a little slick. Everything is scary because everything's wet. I was nervous on that. Normally I wouldn't be because it's not that crazy. I mean, it's when you get up to it. It's a pretty big feature. This little section here wasn't too bad because there wasn't a lot of green moss on the section you were going over, and it was flat, not angled. Haha, yeah, wet features with moss and an angled rock. After the wall crash and sliding on the rocks like that, I made the decision that I was all crashed out and not willing to risk another, and it kind of looks like everyone else was just skipping them as well. Here's my attempt, second attempt, and I bail. Not worth it. The next day we spent at the beautiful ocean and ended up being so beautiful and relaxing. We found fossils, we found cool shells. Yes, we found a penis bone that was identified by a fossil collector, a sea cucumber, a lizard, a bald eagle, and a cool turtle. We even managed to get a bike ride in before sunset, and that was spectacular. The following day we spent at Busch Gardens, watched a kangaroo fight, and an epic roller coaster. Let us know in the comments below what you think of the Indigo Flow trail built by Cam's Inc. I'll have a link in the description to the tires I used, some cool bike books that will help you pick your next bike adventure, as well as the GoPro I used. If you like bikes, help support the channel and grab some cool bike stickers. I put them on my vehicles. Don't miss the next video as we head to Balm Boy Yet and tackle some of their features. Be sure to click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss out. Check out the last video we did from Santos by clicking on it right here. See the features that we were able to tackle. Enjoy the bonus footage.